You've been paying for years for something you can no longer change. You carry a mistake from the past as if dragging it around accomplished something. You replay it. You punish yourself. You feel the weight every time it surfaces in your memory. And somewhere in you, you believe that suffering is a way of paying the debt. That feeling bad is the same as taking responsibility. It isn't. That's a lie you tell yourself. Your guilt repairs nothing. It doesn't undo what you did. It doesn't heal the person you hurt. It doesn't change one comma of the past. All it does is damage you today for something that happened yesterday and no longer exists. You're serving a life sentence that gives nothing back to anyone, in a prison where you're the inmate and the guard at the same time. And I'm going to be direct with you, because this subject doesn't allow for anything lukewarm. If you really did something wrong, sitting there suffering is the coward's way out. The hard way, the one Stoicism demands of you, is something else. This is Stoicism for winners, and this is day 11 of Stoicism Unfiltered. First, we have to separate two things almost everybody confuses, and entire lives get lost inside that confusion. One is responsibility, the other is guilt. They're not the same thing at all. Responsibility looks at the mistake in order to repair it and not repeat it. It's clear-eyed, active, facing forward. It recognizes what you did wrong, confronts it, and does something with it. It repairs where repair is possible. It always learns, and it changes the behavior. Responsibility is useful. It's the mark of a grown adult. The guilt you're carrying is something else. It repairs nothing and changes nothing. It just suffers. It circles the mistake, reliving it, punishing you, producing no action and no improvement whatsoever. It's pure pain spinning in place, looking backward, at a place where there's nothing left for you to do. Look at the brutal difference. Responsibility says, I did this wrong, so what do I do now to fix it and to never do it again? Guilt says, I did this wrong, I'm despicable, and then it just sits there chewing on it, doing nothing. One builds, the other only destroys, and it destroys you. And a lot of the time, guilt is actually a way of dodging responsibility. It's easier to wallow in the feeling than to do the hard work of repairing and changing. Feeling guilty can be an alibi for doing nothing, dressed up as taking it seriously. The Stoics didn't waste a second on sterile guilt. They went straight to the only question that matters. What's up to me right now? Nothing about the past is up to you. It's closed. It's fixed. The only thing in your hands is what you do from this moment forward. And every ounce of energy you pour into guilt is energy you're stealing from repair and from change, which is where you could actually do something. Now to the central tool, and it's uncomfortable, because it won't let you stay in the role of your own victim. The Stoics started from an idea of Socrates that Marcus Aurelius kept returning to. Nobody does evil on purpose, knowing it's evil. People act badly out of ignorance, out of blindness, because in that moment they can't see what they can see later. Apply that to your own mistake. When you did the thing you regret today, you were a different person than the one you are now. You knew less, you saw less. You were in circumstances you may not even remember accurately anymore. The person judging that mistake today has information, maturity, and perspective that the person who made it did not have. This is not an excuse. Pay attention, because here's the fine line. I'm not saying you weren't responsible. You were. What I'm saying is that you're punishing yourself today, with what you know today, for something done by someone who didn't know what you know now. It's unfair, even as punishment. You're trying your past self in a courtroom he never had access to. The person who learned from a mistake is no longer the person who made it, and punishing the person you became for what was done by the person you no longer are makes no sense at all. It's like punishing a grown man for what he did as a child. The Stoic question isn't, how much do I have to suffer for this? That question leads nowhere. The question is, what did I learn, and who did this turn me into? If the mistake taught you something, if it made you better, if you wouldn't repeat it, then it has already done its job. The lesson is the only valuable thing you can pull out of a mistake, and once you've pulled it out, continuing to suffer is pure waste. Now the hardest part, the one that actually takes courage: repair. If your guilt comes from having harmed someone, there's something infinitely braver and more useful than suffering, and that's repairing. Instead of wallowing in the feeling, act. Apologize for real, if that's possible. Repair the damage as far as it can be repaired. Do something concrete for the person you hurt. This is the opposite of comfortable guilt. The guilt that only suffers is passive. It costs you nothing but pain, and at bottom it's selfish, because it's about you and your suffering, not about the person you harmed. Repair is active, it takes nerve, and it actually does something for the other person. That's why so many people would rather feel guilty than repair. Suffering is easier than showing up and facing someone. The Stoics were men of action, not of lament. They'd go straight here. If you did harm and it can be repaired, repair it, and stop wasting your time on the feeling. One act of repair is worth more than years of guilt, for the other person and for you. But there's one case we have to look at head on. What if it can't be repaired anymore? If the person is gone, or the damage is irreversible, or too much time has passed. Then repair changes shape, but it still exists. If you can't repair the specific damage done to that person, repair it in your future conduct. Become someone who doesn't do that anymore. Do for others the good you can't do for the person you hurt. Let your mistake turn into a real change in how you live. That's the only repair available when the direct kind is off the table, and it's genuine repair, not a consolation prize. What makes no sense at all is carrying the guilt and repairing nothing. That isn't responsibility, and it isn't honor. It's just useless suffering that, on top of everything, leaves you unable to do the good you actually could do right now. Now, I want to take apart a kind of guilt that's especially toxic because it isn't even legitimate guilt. Guilt over things that were never up to you. A lot of people carry guilt over things they didn't control, over how something turned out that they did as well as they possibly could, over someone else's suffering that they didn't cause, over not having prevented something that was beyond their reach, over decisions that, with the information they had at the time, were reasonable and only look bad now that the outcome is known. Here, Stoicism is blunt, and you need to burn this into your head. You're only responsible for what's up to you, for your intentions, for your decisions, with the information you had, for your actions. You are not responsible for outcomes you didn't control, or for other people's reactions, or for what you couldn't have foreseen. The dichotomy of control, which is the heart of Stoicism, applies to guilt too. If you did what was in your power with good intent, and the outcome went bad because of factors you didn't control, there's no legitimate guilt there. There's pain, maybe, but not guilt. Blaming yourself for an outcome that wasn't up to you means carrying a debt you never took on. Ask yourself, with brutal honesty, about the thing that weighs on you. Was it really up to me? Could I have known, with what I knew then? Was the outcome in my hands? A lot of the time you're going to find out you've spent years punishing yourself for something you never controlled. And that guilt isn't responsibility. It's a weight you loaded onto your own back for no reason. Now the other side, and I'll say it unfiltered, so I don't fall into exactly what I was criticizing. Sometimes it really was up to you. Sometimes you really did act badly, with full capacity to act well. Not everything can be slid over into the column of what you didn't control. And in those cases, the way out still isn't the guilt that suffers. It's the responsibility that repairs and changes. Admit it with no decoration, repair what you can, transform yourself, and let go of the rest. But admit it. Stoicism gives you no permission to lie to yourself about your own responsibility. It demands that you see it precisely, no more and no less than what's actually yours. And there's something deeper underneath chronic guilt that I want you to see. The person who lives punishing himself often believes, without ever saying it out loud, that the punishment makes him a better man. That feeling bad is a form of moral goodness. That if he didn't suffer, he'd be some heartless person who doesn't care what he did. It's the reverse. Suffering doesn't make you better. What makes you better is changing. You can suffer over a mistake for 20 years and remain exactly the same person who would make it again. Or you can not suffer, learn the lesson, actually change, and never do it again. The second option is infinitely superior, morally and in every other way, even though it doesn't come with the drama of punishment. Chronic guilt is often a form of vanity dressed up as humility. It keeps you busy with your own suffering, with your own story about how terrible the thing you did was, instead of with the humble, quiet work of simply being better from here on. Seneca wouldn't admire a man who flogs himself over his mistakes. He'd admire the man who corrects them and moves forward as someone better, without making a performance out of his remorse. There's one source of guilt I want to expose unfiltered, because it traps a lot of good people. The guilt other people put on you on purpose. There are people who use your guilt as a tool to control you. They make you responsible for their emotions, for their happiness, for their decisions. They tell you, with words or without them, that if you don't do what they want, you're to blame for their suffering. And if you have a sensitive conscience, you carry that guilt as though it were legitimate. It isn't. And here, Stoicism cuts clean. You are not responsible for another adult's emotions. Every person is responsible for his own inner life, for how he reacts, for how he handles what happens to him. When someone makes you feel guilty for not meeting their expectations, for setting a boundary, for living your own life, that guilt is manipulation, not a real debt. The dichotomy of control applies here too. You don't control how the other person reacts to your legitimate decisions, and therefore you're not responsible for it. If you said no with respect, if you set a fair boundary, if you made a decision about your own life, and the other person chooses to feel offended or wounded, that reaction is theirs, not yours. You don't have to carry it. Learn to tell legitimate guilt, the kind that comes from having genuinely harmed someone, apart from imposed guilt, the kind somebody installs in you so you'll do what they want. The first one deserves repair. The second one deserves to be recognized for what it is and dropped, no matter how hard the other person keeps trying to collect on it. Let's go now to forgiving yourself, which is the part that costs the most, because it sounds soft, and it isn't. It's the hardest thing here. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean telling yourself that what you did was fine. It doesn't mean erasing it, excusing it, or pretending it didn't happen. Forgiving yourself is something far more demanding. It means fully acknowledging what you did, accepting your responsibility without shrinking it, and still deciding to stop punishing yourself because the punishment no longer serves anyone. That's harder than continuing to suffer. Because continuing to suffer is passive, it requires no decision, you just let the weight carry you. Forgiving yourself requires an act of will. Looking the mistake in the face, taking it on, and consciously choosing to set it down, not because it doesn't matter, but because carrying it repairs nothing anymore and only keeps you from being useful now. Seneca had an image for his nightly self-examination. Every night he came before himself as before a judge. But notice what kind of judge that was. A judge who reviews the facts with total honesty, hiding nothing from himself, who then hands down the sentence and carries it out. And with that, the case is closed. Not a judge who reopens the same case every night for 20 years, handing down the same sentence again and again, and never letting it end. That's exactly what chronic guilt does. It reopens the same trial every day, convicts you again for the same thing, and the sentence is never served. It's an injustice, even by the logic of justice itself. Nobody, in any fair system, pays forever for the same offense. You pay, and then it closes. You're denying yourself the one thing any fair court grants: an end to the sentence. A judge who is fair with you does 3 things, and then he's done. He acknowledges the act with no excuses. He determines the repair, if repair is possible, and carries it out. And he draws the lesson so it won't happen again. Once that's done, he closes the case. Not because the mistake didn't matter, but because justice, when it's real, has an ending. Guilt that never ends isn't more just than guilt that gets closed. It's only crueler and useless on top of that. And I want to say something to you seriously. If that guilt is crushing, if it's keeping you from functioning, if it comes with a sense that you don't deserve anything good, or that everyone would be better off without you here, that goes beyond what philosophy can treat, and it deserves professional help. Looking for it isn't weakness, it's judgment. What I'm giving you today is a tool for the everyday guilt almost all of us carry, not a substitute for treatment when the weight runs deeper. And if you take one thing away today, let it be this: your guilt repairs nothing. It doesn't undo the past, and it doesn't heal the person you hurt. It only punishes you today for something that no longer exists. And feeling the weight doesn't make you a better man or a more responsible one. A lot of the time it's the coward's way out of doing the hard work. Separate responsibility, which repairs and changes, from guilt, which only suffers. If it was up to you, and it can be repaired, repair it. If it can't be, transform yourself into someone who wouldn't do it anymore. Pull out the lesson, close the case like a fair judge, and stop serving a sentence that gives nothing back to anyone. Your challenge for today: take that guilt you've been carrying for a long time, the one that keeps showing up and weighing on you, and run it through 3 questions with total honesty. First, was it up to me with what I knew at the time? If it wasn't up to you, let it go right now, because it was never yours. If it was, keep going. Second, can I repair something, even if only today, even if in a different form? If you can, define one concrete action and do it. An apology, a gesture, a change. Third, what did I learn, and who did I become? Name it, and with that, close the case. Like a judge who has already handed down his sentence and doesn't reopen the same trial every night. Tell me 2 things in the comments. The first, what guilt are you carrying that, when you look straight at it, repairs nothing anymore? Putting it into words is the first step towards setting it down. And the second, when you ran it through the first question, was it really up to you? Or have you been punishing yourself for something you never controlled? The answer surprises a lot of people. And read what the others write. Reply to someone. Because there are a lot of people down there serving an old sentence that should have ended a long time ago. This is your space. I'm reading. A community that doesn't run from pain, that walks through it with courage, with judgment, with honor. Remember this: you are the only owner of your perception, the architect of your peace. Today, you're not going to keep paying a debt that repairs nothing. Today, you're going to close the case. See you tomorrow, same time, at Stoicism for Winners.